Hello, this video is a follow-up to my previous Mosier Burning Horizon modification video. In that video, I modified this knife and gave it a light bronze anodization, and I also had done a polish on the flats, and I had offered that knife up for sale. And this knife was purchased by a buyer who asked that we darken up the scales to make it a dark bronze and that we stone wash it instead of mirror polish. So this is the end result. So show off the knife a little bit. It was in the tumbler for, I would say about an hour and a half to achieve this tumbled finish here. This is a dark bronze. Started out at about 13 volts. Tumbled it for about an hour, did another 13 volts, tumbled it for about 30 minutes, and then a final ano at about 10 volts to add a little bit of contrasting color to the tumbled area. So what we have is a darker handle, darker scale, and then I left the hardware light bronze. And then if you saw my previous video, you know all the other changes that I made, including etching the blade and stone washing it. So for the buyer, a couple of things to mention. The scales will darken up with your finger oil. So if we give it a good rub here, you can already start to see the changes in the color. And it's typical of ano that the colors change a little bit when you add some finger oil. So it'll darken up as you handle it. If you want to bring back the lighter color, all you do is spray on some Windex, and we'll put a rag here and we'll spray some Windex on the rag, and we'll just do a quick rub down, and you'll see that already it'll start to go back to the lighter color. So just a heads up that it'll darken up as you handle it. It won't stay dark, it's just from the finger oil. And then if you want to get your lighter color back, just put some Windex on it and it'll go back. I am going to, I went ahead and assembled the pivot right now without Loctite because I wanted to check the flipping and show you that it flips really nice. But I am going to go ahead and Loctite up your pivot for you, and then we'll put it in a shipping box, and then by the time you get it, it'll be ready to go. But just be aware that if you do assemble it, there will be medium Loctite on there, so it's no issue taking it apart. But if you go to reassemble it, just a real small amount of Loctite will make sure that your screw doesn't come loose. But on this particular knife, it doesn't seem to be an issue. Oh, also wanted to mention that the original standoffs were blue, and I went ahead and hit those with a 13 volt dark bronze as well. They're a little shinier because they didn't go in the tumbler, so I think it gives it kind of a nice contrast there on the standoffs, but it's a pretty close match to the rest of the knife. So there you go. Ready to ship off to its new home is a customized Burning Horizon Mid-Tech knife.